Right now, millions of Canadian seniors are waking up to a different balance in their bank accounts. $743.05 for some, $817.36 for others, and for many, a total monthly deposit exceeding $2,250 when combined with CPP. This isn't a projection. This is the reality of the April 2026 quarterly adjustment. This is not a drill. But wait, why is your neighbor getting more than you? And what critical tax deadline could see these payments vanish by July if you don't act in the next few hours? Welcome to Canada Pulse. We deliver urgent, fact-verified updates on federal policy, the Canadian economy, housing affordability, inflation, public affairs, and national issues with practical, compliance-safe explanations drawn directly from official government sources. If you are a retiree, a worker planning for 65, or a family member supporting an elderly parent, what I'm about to reveal directly affects your household liquidity and your ability to keep up with 2026 inflation rates within this very week. Subscribe right now and turn on notifications so you never miss the next development. Thousands of Canadians are already watching to ensure they aren't the last to know. This video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial, legal, or policy advice. Always verified directly with official Canadian government sources. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how the April 2026 CPI adjustment is being calculated, and I'll show you a specific GIS suspension warning issued by Service Canada that almost no one is talking about yet. The policy context is rooted in the Old Age Security Act's requirement for quarterly cost of living adjustments, but it escalated dramatically this month. The federal government repeatedly stated that while inflation has moderated, the carryover costs of housing and groceries necessitated a boost for the April to June quarter. This rhetoric was followed by concrete action. The 0.1% quarterly OAS increase took effect on April 28th. This might sound small, but it pushes the year-over-year increase to 2.1%, marking a historic high for base pension amounts in Canada. The Department of Employment and Social Development leads the federal response on benefit distribution, while the Canada Revenue Agency coordinates the income verification that determines your eligibility. Provinces, especially Ontario and British Columbia with their high cost of living index, play a critical role in providing supplementary top-ups. The Canadian response to the current economic climate combines quarterly OAS indexing, the annual CPP adjustment already in effect since January, and targeted GIS supplements for low-income seniors. These developments affect seniors nationally, with the heaviest impacts in provinces like Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, which have the highest proportion of retirees per capita. Comment right now, which province do you live in? Are you seeing the extra dollars in your account today? Or are you still waiting for the mail? Let's compare notes in the comments. Here's the detailed breakdown of what just happened, according to official records. First, the new OAS ceiling. On April 28, 2026, Service Canada processed the first deposits for the new quarter. Seniors aged 65 to 74 now receive a maximum of $743.05 per month. Those 75 and over, who benefit from the permanent 10% enhancement, are now seeing up to $817.36. According to official data, this adjustment ensures that even as the CPI fluctuates, your purchasing power remains anchored. This means if you're a senior living alone, you could face a tighter budget if you aren't maximizing the GIS supplement, which has also been adjusted for this quarter. Now here's where it gets really serious. Second, the CPP annual carry. While OAS adjusts every 3 months, the Canada Pension Plan only moves once a year. The $1,507.65 maximum monthly amount that was set in January remains the benchmark. However, the post-retirement benefit, or PRB, which many working seniors forget to claim, is being automatically applied this month for those who contributed in 2025. Third, the GIS clawback trap. For 2026, the income thresholds have shifted. If your 2025 net income exceeded $21,768 as a single senior, your guaranteed income supplement will be reduced. This is why today's deposit might look different than your neighbor's, even if you are the same age. If this is affecting your household budget right now, hit the like button. Let's show the algorithm how many Canadians are paying attention to these pension shifts. Fourth, the allowance and survivor benefit. For those aged 60 to 64 with a spouse receiving OAS, the allowance has now hit $1,411.13. This is a critical bridge for couples where one partner has already retired, but the other hasn't hit the age of 65. Fifth, the 75-plus enhancement logic. Mark Carney and other economic advisors have recently pointed out that the oldest old cohort faces the highest healthcare-related inflation. This is why the 10% gap between the 65 to 74 and 75-plus brackets is now wider than ever in dollar terms. But the story doesn't end there. What happened next shocked everyone. Service Canada issued a red alert for seniors who haven't filed their 2025 taxes. Since today is April 30th, the deadline is officially here. If your return isn't in the CRA's hands by midnight, your GIS, the most vital part of the check for many, could be suspended entirely starting in July. The consequences reach far beyond just the individual pensioner. Households across Canada may experience a shift in how they support aging parents. When pension amounts don't keep pace with local rent increases, the burden shifts to the sandwich generation of 40 to 60-year-olds. Renters and homeowners in the senior demographic face specific challenges. Even with the increase, a $743 OAS payment barely covers the utilities and insurance in major hubs like Toronto or Vancouver. Taxpayers fund these programs to the tune of billions, with OAS alone projected to cost over $80 billion this fiscal year. Workers in the healthcare and personal support sectors face real uncertainty if their clients' government benefits are delayed or suspended, as it directly impacts the ability to pay for home care. Small businesses in retirement towns feel the strain when the monthly deposit doesn't cover more than the bare essentials. Students and young people may see fewer job openings if seniors are forced to stay in the workforce longer because their CPP and OAS are being clawed back due to other small income streams. The provinces most directly impacted are Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland, which have rapidly aging populations, followed closely by Quebec and British Columbia. For example, for illustrative purposes only, a senior in Burnaby, BC, who receives both CPP and OAS might see a total of $2,250 this month. However, if their property taxes or rent rose by 10% this year, that 2.1% pension increase feels like a net loss. Meanwhile, a retiree in rural Saskatchewan might find that same $2,250 provides a much more comfortable margin of safety. These are illustrative examples only. Real outcomes depend on your specific contribution history, residency years in Canada, and other taxable income. Are you in one of these affected groups? Comment below with your situation. Did you get the full amount, or was it lower than you expected? This community is watching. Your experience matters. There are several critical mistakes to avoid while following this story. Do not assume that because OAS went up, your GIS will stay the same. GIS is income tested and recalculates every July based on the taxes you file today. Do not trust viral social media claims about extra $2,000 grocery rebates for seniors. The only verified increases are the cost of living adjustments we are discussing. The official Canadian position is always communicated through My Service Canada account or official mailings. Reacting to unconfirmed headlines before checking primary sources on Canada.ca can create unnecessary panic or lead you to spend money you don't actually have. Ignoring the 40-year residency rule for OAS could also mean you are overestimating your future benefit. The safest approach is always to rely on official government websites for accurate, up-to-date facts. Here's exactly what you need to do right now to protect yourself. Step 1. Go directly to Canada.ca and search for OAS payment dates 2026 to confirm your deposit arrived on April 28th. Step 2. Sign into your My Service Canada account and check your payment history to see the breakdown of OAS versus GIS. Step 3. Follow announcements from the CRA regarding your 2025 tax assessment. If you haven't filed, do it in the next few hours to save your July benefits. Step 4. If you are approaching 75, Verify that your 10% increase is being applied automatically the month after your birthday. Step 5. Keep clear records of your T4 AP and T4 OAS slips for next year's planning. Step 6. Consult a licensed tax professional if you believe your clawback or recovery tax was calculated incorrectly. Tell us in the comments right now, which province do you live in? How is the current cost of living affecting your retirement? Do you think the government should increase OAS more for those under 75? Share this video with your family members, friends, and neighbors across Canada who are counting on these payments. All official links and source references are listed in the description below for easy access. To bring everything together clearly, the April 2026 OAS increase of 0.1% pushed maximum monthly payments to $743.05 for those under 75 and $817.36 for those over 75. Canada responded to inflation with this quarterly indexing to help seniors cope with rising costs. These actions are designed to protect our most vulnerable citizens and maintain the integrity of the retirement safety net. The public pension system has been a vital part of Canada's economy for generations, providing stable income and reducing senior poverty. Remember at the beginning when I said millions are seeing a new balance? Here's what that means. The landed funds today represent the first step in a year of expected incremental increases as the global economy remains volatile. While the situation remains dynamic, with ongoing reviews by the Department of Finance, the best way to stay ahead is to follow verified official sources. This will give you the clearest understanding of how these developments may influence your budget and your peace of mind in the months ahead. Thank you for watching Canada Pulse. If this detailed, fact-based explanation helped you understand your pension boost, please like the video, share it widely, and subscribe so you receive our regular urgent updates on the policies that matter most to Canadian families. All official government links are in the description for your convenience. And one more thing, in the next 48 hours, we'll be breaking down a major change to the Canada Dental Care Plan eligibility that could save you thousands. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.